Hi everybody and welcome back again to Nube Airsoft. Well, there you go, there's my alarm to start. So, yeah, thank you very much for joining us. This is going to be our first proper live, really. So, yeah, it's great. I don't have no idea who's in the chat, but somebody's there. But yeah, so a few things that we're going to talk about is I've got a few more toys to be reviewing. I've got a small stack sat over at the moment. Yo, Devon's Giddy, who's that? That's is that Steve or is that oh god, Leo, I forgot his name now. Yeah, anyway. Hello, how you doing, mate? You all right? So yes, anyway, some new goodies to go through with you. Obviously, some of you may know where I got this little toy from. Certain friend of ours who has moved on to pastures new, along with the little Shinobi as well. And I'll just go through those very quickly with you all in a minute. But there's a few things as well some of you might not know about, especially those that are not local here, is these little guys. Okay, so most of you will know. Hey Nate, how you doing, buddy? So most of you know these are Hellfire rounds, Hellfire shells. And there is a very, very clever guy not too far from here that produces these. Okay. And all these are a little threaded insert that goes into the Hellfire round. Very simple. You charge up your Hellfire, stick that back on. You've now got the option to stick a Mark V Thunder Flash for it. Brilliant idea. And they do work. They really do go. Unfortunately, nature of the Thunder Flash, it doesn't activate once you fire it. You have to strike it and then fire it. And if this fails to go off, you're left with a Thunder Flash and the end of your 40mm launcher. So yeah, they only work with the short launchers. Where is it? I've got one here somewhere. Yep. Short launchers. So they just sort of stick out the top a little bit. And yeah, they work really, really well. I must admit, I've not had one fail on me yet. I did have one at the weekend that got stuck and I had to sort of flick it as quick as I could to get it out and off it goes. But they fire off about 40 meters, so it's pretty good. And I've also been told that the Enola Gay 38 mil smokes, these are the smokes that you strike, not the ones that you pull. If you take the adapter off, stick it straight into the bottom of it, it will also launch one of those. You'll probably get about 20 meters or so out of it, which if you're anything like me, it's probably further than you can throw it because these things are light. They don't go very far. You can hoof them as much as you like. You're looking at 15, 20 meters maximum, but with the Hellfire round, you will get further with it. You're guaranteed to get 20 meters. And if you do a bit of a donkey drop with it, it will go a little bit further. So good little idea. These are about 35 quid thereabouts. So well worth it. And Jamie, the guy who produces these, I think these are about £8 each. So ideal, really are worth it. If you're interested, give us a shout and I can get you in touch with him. They are brilliant little things to have. Really, really, really good. So yeah, so Hellfire sort of adapters, they're fantastic little things. So yes, the other one we've got, recent one. Now, I haven't used this yet. I've done nothing more than give it a little bit of a shoot. Is the Shinobi. Okay, pick this up again, dirt cheap, fantastic. It's basically an AAPO1 with a body kit on it. I mean, that is it. But really compact, really hard. I mean, it feels solid in your hands. There's no flex in it. It's really really, really quite nice. So I'll be testing that out at the weekend as well. And I should be probably doing a little video on it, a little 5-minute jobby, just to say, it's good or it's crap or don't bother, whatever. But yeah, really, really good little thing. So we'll get back onto that later on, maybe. And obviously we've got this little baby as well to and as you can see, it's the A&K M249. Yeah, AEG. I do love a little sort of support weapons and things like that. So yeah, could be worth going for in the future. Have a good old play with that, I think, in the weekend. And being as well, it's bipod mounted, you know, nice and easy. You just lay on the floor and just unleash hell for as long as you like. Fantastic little thing. Also, as well, we've picked up that, which is the ARP V2 with the blue anodized parts of it. Another one again from our friend of ours that's passed on to pastures new, not passed away, but passed on to new places. Right, I'm off. I'll be back once I get home. Fair enough. No worries, mate. Yeah, so we will probably have a little look at that. I love an ARP. I really, really do. I think they are a fantastic sort of balance between something you can use indoors and out, because they're obviously a shorter sort of M4. You can use them CQB really, really easily, and because it's a G&G as well, it's so easy to upgrade. Really easy to work on. You know, there's no super special parts to them. You can just take it to any tech or do it yourself, and they're so easy to work on. So that will be possibly going to my son, little Daniel, and he's gonna probably run around the woods with that and probably shooting people in the face and having a fantastic day and getting shot in the head himself and cry about it, most likely. It wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, so we got that one, so we're going to do a little video on that as well in the future. And I have been informed as well today by the owner of the site I play, which is the Extra Activity Centre, that although there is a RPS limit at EAC, which is 25, is a maximum of 25. Hello, Dave. How you doing, buddy? And yeah, so although it's a 25 RPS, if I stick one of these little doodads on the front of it and stick it on the floor, or stick it on the side, or stick it on a log or whatever, I can go hell to the leather as long as I want, because it's a bipod mounted support weapon and it is exempt from the 25 rounds per second limit. So fantastic. Now it's not blade closing. There we go. So yeah, I shall be doing that at the weekend and taking my little toy out, and probably get lots of complaints about it. Why didn't I get a hello, soldier boy? I'm going to take it. That's most likely Etienne. Who else we got on there? Hey, buddy. Nathan, how you doing, mate? You need to get yourself down, Nate, and have a play. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Or you're just a fair weather fighter, eh? All right, so yes. Another little thing as well. I mean, you guys that know me know that I love a toy. Too cold. Yeah, I thought so. Too cold nights. I'll tell you what, it's sheet ice up there today. It is horrible. It's so cold. The car park is just a sheet of ice. It hasn't melted at all today. It's been a little bit fun getting deliveries in and out, I've got to say. But yeah, so another little thing I'll go through as well, I want to talk about is this. So I do like the night games. I would prefer a night game over a day game. I think night games are fantastic. The inability to see your opponent sometimes is really gets the heart pumping. You know somebody's there, and you know they're just around that corner, but you can't see them. You have no idea where they are. And oh, hello, Matt. I did say hello, Matt. I said it earlier on. Rewind it. Trust me, I said hello. But yeah, this is a IR hit cam. Basically, it's got a little lens on the end of it. I've stuck an old pair of sunglasses. I got an old pair of plastic sunglasses and stuck a lens in there because I found the screen inside too bright, especially at night. I felt as if it was lighting up, this whole part of my face. So put a little lens in there, really dulled it down a little bit, and I think it works much, much better. I picked these up early days when they came out. Me and little Tristan. Yes, I said hello to you as well, Nate, at the very, very beginning. As soon as you came on, I saw you. So yeah, but these are fantastic. They're really, really, really good. I'm not too sure how that at the front there would have reacted to be taking a hit. It is a big bit of glass. Might be fine. It might not. I don't know. I don't particularly want to test it, I've got to say. But yeah, this is the 4K night scope hit cam. Brilliant, really good. I think I paid about 160 quid for this when it first came out, and I think they've gone up quite considerably since then, but well worth doing. And you get a IR torch, which is currently hung up on the wall over there. But yeah, brilliant little bit of kit. If you're going to play night games, some people call it cheating. They say, oh, you got an IR, you can see, or you got thermal and you can see everything. So yeah, but I can only see 20, 30 meters with this. The IR doesn't go on forever. It's not the sun, it's got a very short distance. And I've got this great big red light hanging on the side of me riff, and everybody can see me. So I personally think they're brilliant. I think they're an essential part if you're going to play night games. They are really, really good. And they are, I think they're worth the money, or what I paid for it. I don't know what they're worth now, but it's a lot. So I'm going to say probably about 300 quid, 280, 300 quid now. That might be pushing it a little bit, I've got to say. I am tight, so I don't want to be spending that sort of money on essentially, a camera. I don't think it's worth it. But hello, Owen. Oh, shush. Brilliant little thing. Well worth it for night games. So, yeah, a few topics I want to chat about. Is about the future of airsoft is one of them, really. I mean, where do you guys think that the sport is going to go? Do you think it's growing, or do you think it's shrinking? I mean, personally, I think it's growing, but very, very, very slowly. I've got to say, we do see, even at the primary site that I play at, I do see new people turning up. Every couple of weeks there'll be a new guy coming in, and he may play a couple of times. He may get right into it. I'm your biggest fan, can I? What? Okay, what? But yeah, so yeah, do you think it's growing? I could say I really do. I think it's moving along nice and steady. As much as some people hate them, I think these big YouTubers are making the likes of Silo and Can Man and Mustang. I think they're doing a fantastic thing for the industry. I think that a lot of people, see it on YouTube and go, "Wow, that looks like fun. I want to try that out," and they give it a shot, and then get shot by lots of people using things like that. Just because it's you go in there as a rental, and then not the best guns normally, and go on and so from there. If airsoft is an industry, is growing. The problem is you always have fair weather softies. Yep, definitely. They only come out when it's warm. Someone come in the rain or shine. Yeah, you look at little Tristan. He is there every week without fail, and he will also go and play at other sites on a Friday or a Saturday, and then be back at Exeter again on a Sunday to play again. It is. Can I? Of course, I'll sign your gun for you, mate. Which one? The one for shooting or the one for fun? But yeah, no, I totally agree. I think you do get a lot of fair weather players and people. I've only been playing for a year and a half, coming on to 2 years nearly, and there are a lot of people that I don't see for 6 months of the year, and it's a real shame because some of the autumn games and winter games, not so much when it's wet and muddy, but when you get a real hard frost and the ground firms up a little bit, and it is brilliant gameplay, I gotta say. And I think they're missing a trick. They really are missing a trick. There is some seriously good games to be had when the weather cools down a little bit. And not only that, I mean, I'm 17 and a half stone. I'm not a small guy. Most of that's around the midriff as well. But I cook during the summer. I struggle so much to stay cool, even to the point where some of you know that I made a fan insert for my Noveridge plate carrier, just to try and keep myself cool. I have an ice pack on my back. I've got a water bottle, one of these insert drinks caddy sort of thing, and I have that filled with ice to try and keep me cool. It doesn't work. I roast the thing. It's boiling in about half hour. But at least for that half hour during the summer, I'm cool. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think winter playing is better. It's muddier, I know. I mean, my ghillie suit's over at the moment, half covered in mud from the weekend past, and it's brilliant games with some really good fun. And we can't. It was I think it's the Christmas game was the last one we played on the 29th, and yeah, that was really good fun. Not only that, we won quite badly as well. So sorry to the people on the other team. But yeah, no, it was really good. I think the winter games are fantastic, and I think we should really carry that in when we play some of the game modes and if we do get snow or stuff like that. Yeah, get some of our white zip zoots, and have some people hiding in bushes and stuff like that. It'd be great fun, just for giggles, really. I mean, you can't go run around in a green ghillie suit in the middle of winter when everything's turned white and frosty. You're going to stand out. So yeah, but no, yeah, I really do think the industry as a whole is growing, and I really fingers crossed that it gets better as time goes on. We get more players and more people in it, and it's one of the reasons why I started this channel, is to try and help with the minefield of information that's out there. You go looking online to get your first riff, and it's just so much. What do you want? What do you need? Nobody tells you when you start, apart from the likes of Nathan. We go to his shop, and you see to his shop and speak to him and say, yeah, how do I get into it? And Nathan will obviously guide you through it and show you what you need and what you don't need and what you don't want and what you do want. But when you're first starting, you don't know the difference between CQB and outdoors. How do you know what riff you're going to choose? I mean, that one is probably not particularly great for my local CQB site, because it's no more than 10 meters between doorways and alleyways, and it's huge. I mean, I know I can turn the power down and run it at 1.14 and it'd be absolutely fine, but yeah, it's I wouldn't use that, but I would use that, and I would use its little brother that's sitting down here. That's the newer version of that. That's the V3, and that is fantastic. By the way, Nathan, yeah, that is really good. They are so good. Big difference between that and the V2. Huge difference. Mostly the fire rate as well. It's incredible. It's like a laser beam, and considering that barrel is only that long. It is, mate. It really is a beautiful bit of metal. I can't believe the range on it as well. For a little barrel, no bigger than a pistol barrel in that, the range on it is incredible. I can quite easily hit somebody at 50 meters on it. We were playing at the Convoy site up at EAC during a night game, and I used that. I had problems with the Vector. The hop was just melted. So I was using that as a backup, and the range on it was so good. The only thing I wish that G&G did was they put a little bit more refinement in their gearboxes just to quieten them down a bit. They are so loud. Just got a buffer pads in there or something just to quieten it down a little bit. That, compared to other makes out there, they are quite noisy in comparison. I suppose that it's quite slop in the shimming and things like that allows it to comes down to stock spring, bloody awful. Yeah, really bad twang to it. It is true. You pull that trigger, you get this massive twang, and it's when you've got it right here next to your head, it is loud. At the end of the day, you really do sort of make your ears rattle. So yeah, but I do wish they made that a little bit better. Just that a little bit more, and I wouldn't even mind putting another 20 quid on the price of a riff if you fire it and it didn't sound like an old Kawasaki. It just rattles and crackles all the time. It really could do with a little bit of shimming. And yeah, the V3. You're right, Jamie. The V3 is worse than the what's his name? The V2, because yeah, they are much louder. I think it's a higher fire rate, and they just rattle around everywhere. Plus the ratio on the ARPs are out, sadly. Yeah, I believe that as well. Yeah, I really would. It's yeah, but that MOSFET integrated gearbox that they have in the V3 is really good. I've got to say that is it's a bit of a game changer. That I've got to say, if they just put like is it Sorbane buffer pad or something like that in it, it's a different spring or even a better quality spring, a buffer pad in it, possibly a little bit tighter shimming. Surely when they're pumping these things out in the factory by the thousand, it's not hard to set them that little bit better and just make them a higher quality, because G&G are the bread and butter. I feel they are anyway. I think they're the bread and butter of the industry. If you're going to go to a shop and buy a G&G, you can pick it up, put a battery in it, and off you go, and it's going to work. It's going to work for you every day until a point where it needs a service and it goes in. And 9 times out of 10, it's something simple. I think that G&G should really just put that little bit more in, and they could be something a little bit better. There are obviously lots and lots of makes out for riffs and airsoft weapons and stuff like that, but G&G aren't going to start producing things like that. An MTW, they're not going to produce an MTW. They're not going to do gas blowback. Gas blowback. Sorry, they're not going to do HPAs and stuff like that. I get that, but a little bit better. What do you reckon, guys? Do you think they should do a little bit better than that, or what? Where's my drink gone? I had a drink. Where'd it go? Over there. Yeah. So the next one is what we 100%. Yeah. I couldn't agree more with myself and you, mate. They really do just that little bit more. It definitely would be better. Definitely would be better. So so I've got a massive box of stuff down there that I will be sending off to a boot sale soon. I've amassed, mainly from Nathan, an absolute ton of pouches and belts and straps and clips and all sorts. I've got a couple of bits and bobs that I need to move on, and also so I'll be doing a boot sale soon. That's a good point for any noob that does watch this in the future. Most sites, airsoft sites, will hold boot sales. I don't recommend you go into a boot sale immediately and buy everything, because it's not the best idea. But yeah, it's definitely a good place to start. If you need stuff, it's not a bad shop, not a bad shout. But you can't beat the experience of a retailer. Tactical Assault, Nathan is brilliant. He will go in there and he will, also you go to his shop and he will run you through what you're going to need and what you don't, and you're not going to want to go spending $2,000 to kit yourself up. And unfortunately, a lot of people do spend a lot of money. I did it. Okay, I spent way too much money, mainly with you, Nathan, and it's your fault. I'm going to blame you for it. But as far as my wife's concerned, anyway, it's all your fault. But yeah, you do. It's so easy to do. You get into it and you've got all the accessories. Yeah, I thought you'd find that funny. All the accessories that you can get, and all the riffs you can get, and the pistols you can get, and all the little doodads and the little bits and bobs. They add up really quickly, and next thing you know, you are very close to £1,000 on a riff. A plate carrier and a belt and a few bits and bobs and some magazines, and then you've got enough ammo to sort of like take down a small country, and you've bought pyro and you bought everything else. Holy crap, that is a lot of money. So don't go nuts. Go speak to a retailer, go speak to Nathan, go speak to any airsoft supplier, and say to them, I'm just starting off. I don't know what I need and what I don't need, and they should go through it. But the first thing you're going to need to know more than anything else is where you're going to play. What sort of environment are you going to be in? Are you going to be in woodland? Are you going to be in outdoor CQB? Are you going to be indoor CQB? because it all changes. I mean, that one up there is set up for indoor CQB. That's my woodland. That's woodland. That's CQB, and the little brother behind me. That's they're both, to be honest. But yeah, you're gonna need to know what you're doing and where you're going. You can easily set yourself up on a budget. So many people buy used to stuff and they never use. And it's true. I did exactly the same thing. I did it. I really did. I saw that. Oh, shiny, have it. And I a lot of stuff I bought with my eyes, not with my head, and I just went nuts of it. Yeah, it's very easy to do. Like I say, all those shiny things and very nice. And look at this. This looks so realistic. This riff. Oh, it's great. I can't wait to go and play. And you spend money that you really don't need to spend. Got to have a gadget. I'm Lord of Discord. 7.5 grand in my first year. I believe it. I believe it. I've been playing a year and a half, and I'm probably not far off that. There is a reason why I'm now broke, because it's just I've spent so much money on this stuff. I mean, what you can't see over that side at the moment is I've got 3 3D printers sat there. They're all whirring away doing their bits and bobs, printing airsoft stuff. Okay, some film stuff, I do like films, and I do make little things like get off. I do make little things like this guy. Just because I really like them. But there's so much money that you can put into airsoft, and it's crazy. It really, really is crazy. But I suppose it's not just airsoft. Yeah, little Tristan is a prime example. I won't tell you the current balance on his credit cards. He said it the other day to us. Well, it's a lot, small mortgage. But yeah, love him to bits. But oh my word, the amount of money the guy spends is ridiculous. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. I can't believe how much he spends. Don't forget, boys and girls, I will say it just once: like and subscribe. Leave a comment, or you'll be doing your comments great anyway. But give us a like as well, because it really does help. The channel is growing very, very, very slowly. I know it will be for many years, but if you give us a like, it does help. It helps with the algorithm, so really would help. Thank you very much. Thank you, whoever it was. But yeah, so next subject really was, I've touched it just a second ago, 3D printers and airsoft. The amount of things that you can print for airsoft, the adapters, the modifications that you can print for airsoft is ridiculous. It's crazy. So just the other day, no, not that one. The cameras are reversed, so it says this. So there's a little clip that goes on here with the fold-in stock. That fell off the wall. Not sure why. I think it was in that wind that we had the other day, and I think it's got rattled a little bit, this building. And it fell off the wall, and I found that the little clip had snapped. Looking online for with shipping, I was looking at 30 quid for a little 1.5-inch long plastic clip. Ridiculous. I went online. It took me 2 minutes to find a free file, and it cost me about 6p to print this clip in about 10 minutes of my time. You can't beat that. I mean, I've printed it out of ABS, so it will be solid and it will last for a bloody long time. And if I break it for whatever reason, I'll print another one. I don't care if I've got to print 2 or 3 of them. They take seconds to change, and it's easy. The little flash eliminator, down a bit, there you go. The flash eliminator on my minigun, 3D printed. That big, that is a carbine kit for an SSP5, 3D printed it. I've got half a Halo battle rifle down there with an M60 gearbox in it, which I'm having a lot of problems with at the moment. But 3D printed, that will be coming out hopefully during the summer, all ready to go. I have printed dozens upon dozens of speed loaders. I've got a couple down there that I've just finishing off. All 3D printed. Even those adapters for the Hellfire rounds, 3D printed. And that's launching a Mark V, and it's 3D printed. There is so much stuff up there on the wall. I've got little racks that go up from the side there. They're like Picatinny strips with little risers, so you can screw it onto the wall and have the Picatinny off the wall. That's got all my scopes and mounts and clips and uh, cameras and lens protectors and torches, all mounted up on the wall out the way, safe and sound. It's brilliant. Yes, yes, and I have printed one of those as well for Jamie. He very, very nicely had a nice tactical ball bag, and then I printed him a 3D Woody to go on the end of it as well, just so he's got the whole lot. Just didn't want to be left out or anything. But yeah, 3D printing in airsoft, I think is huge. I think it really, really is an important part of it. Not that you have to do it yourself, as long as you've got somebody that in your local site or your center or in your friend group that knows somebody or does it themselves. It's such a resource. It really is. Laser engraving. I mean, I've got another one. Where is it? Where's that launcher? There you go. On there. Don't think you see it. Here you go. Bada boom. Yeah. Laser engraving. You can get your dog tags made up. You can have all sorts done. You can have your guns laser engraved. You can have your magazines engraved with your phone number on it. So if you lose a mag and somebody finds it 6 months later on, I've got your magazine. Stuff like that. There is so much that you can do in airsoft with other things that really aren't a part of airsoft. 3D printing is 3D printing. 9 times out of 10, people spend most of the time printing little articulated dragons and Pikachus. No. Yeah, we need team dog tags. Yeah, I don't know if that's a bad idea. You could do that. I could do that. What else we got? Yeah, Tristan could arm a small country. Definitely. Yeah. Airsoft tactical. Yeah, 6-7K in my first year. Yeah. It's just crazy the amount of money you put into it. It really is. And it's scary. It really is scary. I've even printed just because I like the COS stuff. I've got Helldivers helmets and all sorts. I've got a Halo helmet up there. I've got a Mandalorian helmet up there. I am just starting to print a full-sized Predator face. And it is huge. I mean, I don't think I could use it. It's just too big, but it's full size. It kind of sits like up here somewhere. It is enormous. So it's a brilliant thing to look at, but I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to be able to use it. I might, look like was it Megamind running around? But yeah, so I was saying 3D printing in airsoft. You go onto Colts 3D, or the other one I found recently was Yegi, I think, or Yeti, or Yegi. I'm sure it's Yegi, and it's kind of like what do you call it? An amalgamation of loads of different websites all on one, like a parts finder sort of thing, for 3D files. It's mental. It is absolutely mental. It just the parts that you can find and the things that you can find and those random niche little things. I mean, I printed out for a little Tristan just the other day. I'll say the other day, it was a couple of weeks ago. It was a championship room for one of these stocks, the HPA tank in the stock. Needed a little 3D printed ring that can go around it so you can put a cable tie on it so the pressure can't be adjusted. Yeah, found one on there. He sent me the file. Can you print that? Yeah, it took me 5 minutes, pop up and grab it. It's the silly little things. You try and find one of those online, you'll probably have to spend 15, 20 quid on it by the time you get your shipping. And if it's from abroad, you're probably going to get stung with tax as well coming into it. It's just mental. For the price of a bacon butty on the next Sunday morning, here you go, that's sorted. No worries. But yeah, I do digress a little bit on that one. If you guys do see anything online that you want printed, give me a shout, because I've got 3 printers, and at the moment they're not doing anything. They're just sat there. Although one of them is playing up, but other than that, and I do ABS as well. So if it's a solid part, it doesn't work very well with thin things. If you've got thin walls on it, I printed a couple of like drill holders the other day in ABS because I thought, well, if I'm pushing drills in and out of it, it needs to be strong. Um, and it doesn't like it very much. ABS is really hard to print with. It's really difficult, apparently a very difficult material, and I'm finding that out. But yeah, so if you've got like little bits and bobs that you want printed, give me a shout. I'll happily get it sorted out. Airsoft Tactical, LT Tactical Son. Oh, Steve! Hey, Steve! I'm not expecting 30k by the end of the year. Yeah, believe it. Believe it. I mean, good on him on the day. If you can do, I would as well if I could. Yeah, but Jesus Christ, 30 grand on Airsoft. Although his Rift collection is very, very impressive, I've got to say. It's amazing. There's photographs. I'm sure he'll enlighten us one day with them. But wow, the photographs of the stuff this boy's got, it's enough to cover the entire front room floor. That's not including all the other little bits and bobs that he's got, and that's just the Rifts. I think he's got 26 or something like that, 24. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. But yeah, it's nuts the amount of money you can spend on this game. Just to throw little plastic balls at people at 350 feet a second. It's bonkers, absolutely bonkers. But I love it. I've got to say, I wouldn't change it for the world. I think it's brilliant. One of the best things out there. It really, really is. So anybody else got any topics? Anybody have anything they can think of? Oh, yeah, just trying to think now. So go for that. What was I going to do? I was going to do something else as well. I can't think of what I was going to do now. I really can't think. I can't think if there's anything else we're going to talk about. Very good point. Yeah, very good point. The people you meet. So I moved to Devon. Oh God, blimey! Now it's got to be 15 years ago. I spent 10 years of that working for myself, and I got to know a couple of people, and that was it. And I started playing Airsoft. The people that you meet in Airsoft, apart from a very small handful of people that I must say are not particularly, nice people, 98% of them are lovely. They really are. It is a fantastic, fantastic community. Probably, to be honest, out of all the sports and hobbies, and I've had a lot of hobbies, they are by far the best. The airsoft community is fantastic. Everybody's really, really friendly. 99% of the staff, nearly every place we've gone to, apart from one chap at a UCAP site who's got serious small man syndrome and likes everybody to know it. Everybody is absolutely lovely. They are so good. The staff are so helpful. Retailers are just beyond the next level. They're just like, they're not trying to get your money. They're trying to make you make the right decision and choose the right equipment. It is absolutely fantastic. Players, brilliant. Mother Goose. We all know Mother Goose. I mean, Struth, the guy goes around, spends most of his lunch and setup times helping other people. My MTW breaks down. Yeah, there's £1,000 MTW. Go use that for the day instead. It's just, you don't do that. If I was, if I was still in motorcycles or scuba diving or any other of the millions of bloody hobbies that I seem to have had, oh, could I borrow your bike? Oh, mine's broken down. No, no chance. What if you break it? I know that there's a value difference there, but it's the same principle. It's just, it is, it's just crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, Steve. Yeah, you're the best target marshal. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're fantastic to shoot. It's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, you get little kids. We all know War Hobbit. You know, he little lad, and he's so into it, and he's since then we've got to know his dad. Excuse me, I just tripped over my foot, and that really hurts. We get to his dad and all the other people we've got to know. I mean, once upon a time, there's a bit of animosity between my playing group and another playing group, and that's all gone because we now all know each other, and actually we're not arseholes. And it's just, it's yeah, it's just so it is a lovely, lovely group. It is. You do have cliques and everything else, but nobody's like, oh, don't talk to us, go away. Not at the sites that I've played at anyway. I mean, I've done what's 5 different sites now, maybe 6 different sites, and they're always lovely people. They just want you to come back and enjoy your day. You have a good day, the more likelihood you are to come back, and the more likelihood you are to come back, the more likelihood you are to bring a friend or friends or group or whatever. So yeah, it's like be nice, have a good day, enjoy yourself, make money if you're staff or this, that, or the other, and it's just yeah, it is lovely. It's a lovely community. You're right. I've gone off on a tangent like I normally do. Who's that? I'm done with you people. Sorry, Steve. Don't cry, Steve. We still love you, really, mate. We meet some fantastic. So it's not just meeting people, but the friends that you make. And I would say, to be honest, that there's a lot of people at Exeter that are really good friends. I don't just invite people around to me as to have a bit of company at the night. I've got a house full of kids and dogs and this that, and the other if I really wanted company. I invite you always all over because I like you. I think the people that we have met are fantastic people. My wife has this thing about good people and bad people, and she only lets good people in her life. People that are say that cliche of toxic people. I don't think there's so much as a toxic person, but people that are just what can you do for me? I'm not interested in anything else, but what can you do for me? And then I might show a bit of appreciation and be fake with you. And she spots them a mile away, and she will tell me quite quickly when someone's gone out the door. She'll say, "Don't like them. Don't get them around again." Everybody that I've had around to the house so far and airsoft stuff, airsoft related, has been amazing. They really are. And she's like, oh, I like him. I like this person. I like that person. I like little Tristan. He's so cute. I love Mother Goose. He's so sweet. And it just goes on and on and on. It's just, yeah, everybody that's come around so far has been lovely. Even people that I've sold stuff to, and they've come around the house to see the gun room and this, that, and the other. It's like, who's that? Oh, that's Sean, and oh, that's so and so, and they go, oh, they seem nice. It's like, yeah, everybody is. It's just it's what it is. I think airsoft is primarily it's a sport. Or I say a sport. It's a hobby, a sport, or whatever. Played by mainly 30 to 50, 55-year-old men. You do get some younger people in it. Don't get me wrong. But you do see a lot of 30-year-old plus playing it. I think mainly because most of us are the only stupid idiots that have paid this much money for this stuff. And I think we're all at a stage of our lives where, it's like past that fucking drama stage. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, he's a fucking wine talking to him. He's a cock and nothing like that. It's like, I'm not interested. Just want to go out there, shoot people in the face, and have fun. And that is it. I've got some buddies I chat to every day, but then there's people that I chat to when I'm standing in the queue to go get me bacon sarnie in the morning. And there's people that I see, I go, oh, that's a nice riff. What's that? And everyone's happy to have a chat and, get along. Definitely past that stage in life, me anyway. I just can't be bothered with drama. I don't do drama anymore. Bores me now. To see people, getting all bent out of shape and go, oh, God. I don't know. So yeah, anybody got anything else? Any other questions or anything else? Do you want to ask me a question? Try and keep it clean, please. I hope somebody's typing, otherwise I'm going to be standing there doing nothing for about 5 minutes waiting for somebody to comment. Bunch of nerdy kids in the forest. Yep, I'll agree with that. Yep, I am a big nerd. Always have been. Massively into all my sci-fi stuff and everything else. Yeah, always have been, always will be. My dad is the king of nerds because he was a massive Trekkie all the way through his life. And yeah, you playing at the weekend? Yes, I shall be. Hello, Sid. Hello, darling. Yes, I will be playing at the weekend, mate. I'm due to be there Sunday, I believe, unless anything changes and if it's pouring down with rain or whatever. I mean, it's the only time I don't really like playing too much if it's absolutely belting down. I could deal with a little bit of rain, it's fine. But when it's pouring down and the guns get wet and batteries short and hops and buckins and rubbers get wet and nothing fires straight and properly or anything else, it's just pointless playing. So, but yeah, unless it's pouring down with rain, I shall be there come hell or high water, really. I've tore up the tracks today. I've been spending all day going up and down on the quad trying to sort out village and clear up all the mess down there. Loads of broken barriers that have got to be dismantled and cleaned out of the way. It's horrible. Sweet weather looks good. Just going to be cold. Cold's fine. Don't bother me. I could never imagine running around a forest dressed as a toy soldier. I'm too cool for that. Yeah, right. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. So yes, the walking bush. That is. So yeah, I'll tell you what. Good point there, Matt. Advice for people first time on the site. Right. I'm going to teach you guys to suck egg for 5 minutes, so please bear with me. But I will get back on track in a minute. So, first time you go to EAC, find a parking space. That's the most important thing. Get a parking space, get down to reception, and speak to 9 times out of 10 it's Sid. Sid. Sorry, it's Tom standing at the counter. Okay, tell him what you want. Tell him what you want to play. If you want to rent, you want to hire, you want to do this, that, or the other. Or just say to him, "It's my first time ever coming Airsoft. What do I need to do?" And they will point you over to a waiver. Fill out your waiver, give it to Tom, pay your money, and they will get you kitted up with a set of overalls, a mask, a riff, some ammunition. And the riff and ammunition they'll probably keep around the back out the way until you're ready to play, but you will have one. Trust it'll be there ready waiting for you when you go through, and then you get yourself set up for the day. So all you need to do is come and find anyone with OTAN written on them or anything else for a start, because that's my lot, and we're always happy to have a chat with people. It's not a problem. Get yourself some drinks. You're going to need to be hydrated. It is quite important. You will sweat even when it's 1 degree outside. You will cook. So drink plenty of water, plenty of squash or whatever. Just make sure you're hydrated. Very important thing. You'll then have a safety brief. Okay, so 9 times out of 10 now EAC they will use a 10-eye system and they'll do a safety brief. If you want to listen to it quite clearly, because you will get some people talking over it, is a bugbear of mine, but people will talk during the safety brief because they've heard it 50,000 times. Pardon me. So go over to the reception sort of thing and you'll see the guy standing there with the microphone talking, and listen to what he wants to say. It'll just be a safety brief about, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. You can do this, but only in these circumstances. Give you a quick little sort of idea of, what's expected of you and how to behave during the course of the day. You then go around the back. By that time, they'll call all their airsofters, get ready around the back. So everyone will get their kit on quickly, run around the back, and then you'll have your game brief. So then give you an idea of what game we're going to play, and they'll give you a brief as to, bands or non-bands. You're at the starting this place, you're starting at that place, and these are your medic rules. This is what you are aiming to do, and this is your objectives or whatever. And then off you go, and then you'll hear them shout to start, or it'll be a whistle or something like that, and then you go and play. And it is that easy. You don't need any Yukaras or anything else if you're going to go renting. I do recommend as well that you start by renting for the first few games. Get Yukara on rental equipment rather than buying blue, just because once you've got Yukara, you've got a multicolored riff. You ain't gonna want it. You won't touch it again because you're gonna want a black one, and you're gonna go buy one almost immediately because everybody does. Don't start with a pistol as well if you're going to buy your first riff before you start getting your Yukara. That's what I did. I bought a pistol with several extended mags. Waste of time. I literally went out, played for 20 minutes, out of ammunition. Thought I hit everything and didn't hit a damn thing. And it was a waste of time. I sold the pistol weeks later because I had then got my Yukara, and I bought a black version of one of those from Nathan at Tactical Assault, and I kept that for ages. I only sold it recently just because I didn't have anywhere to hang it, and I had its big brother, and it's like, well, I don't really need it anymore. There's no point sitting on the wall when it's can be used for somebody else that might really, really want it. So I sold it on. Who's that? Stormer 2110. See all these YouTube names. Apart from Matt and a few others that I recognise, other people I'm like, who's that? But yes. So what was the other one? So let's go. Just get in. Be cold. There's another thing that's about. No, maybe not. I'm sure there's another topic that I saw on there a second ago, and I can't see it now. Yeah. So, oh, what's that? I'm gonna buy a pistol, which be. Ah, hello, Luke. Hello, buddy. How you doing? You all right? So, yes. What was it? Another topic. Let's think of another topic. What else? So we've done, the people that you meet. We've done 3D printing. We've done riffs and this, that, and the other. Am I buying the MTW Gen 12 when it drops? Short story? No. Nope. It's going to be £1,000. I'm not spending that. I don't have it to spend. I wouldn't do it. Little Tristan will, though. He will definitely be buying one the second it comes on pre-order, and he'll have one delivered to his door within days before when it gets released. So I get to play with these when he gets it anyway. I'll probably do a review on that as well because there's definitely one I want to have a look at. Same as the MTW shotgun when that comes out. I don't know if we're going to get it over here. I heard a little muttering the other day about it possibly not coming over here, so I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, to be honest, I mean, that MTW up there has got a Silent Industry nozzle, Silent Industries hop unit. Was it a 75-degree bucking in there and a new nub and this, that, and the other? Mate, I get, what, 75, 80 meters out of that? I mean, it goes. I can't see him making a huge amount of improvement on that, to be honest. I really, really can't. I mean, you can increase the fire rate, and you might get a bit more accuracy with a slightly longer barrel, but you're not going to get a huge amount. I mean, there was a lot of I did recently about the length of barrel compared to the gains you get from a longer barrel, and it drops off really quickly over I think it's like 225 mil. The improvements you get go up quite a lot as you get from about 125 up to 225, and then it just plateaus and goes up very, very slowly until you get to like 400 mil barrels, and it's like you're gaining tiny amounts. The same using a HPA setup where you can control the air flow exactly through it every time. The gains you're getting over a much longer barrel, you're not really getting a lot. I suppose it would help with things like heavier weights, maybe. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into it, but yeah, I just don't see it being a massive improvement. I think that's the 10 up there anyway. So yeah, I don't know if Yeah, I know. I wouldn't waste my money on it, to be honest. If I had £1,000 to spend on it, I'd want to spend it on something else. Possibly the new version of that with the 2,500 round magazines, and yeah, that sounds quite mean. That's the only thing I wish is I could do is put a bigger magazine on that. It holds 1,200 as it is, and it lasts about 40 seconds of fire, and that's it, gone, empty. As if I'm being conservative with it. It is so quick. The fire rate on it is ridiculous. Yeah. Anybody else got any questions for me or any topics? God, we've been going for nearly an hour. I'm enjoying this. This is good. Let me know if you guys like it. If you're interested and you want to have a YouTube chat, I'll do these, once a month or something like that. If you want, if you're interested, I'll happily do these. I'm quite enjoying this. So, what do you reckon on this little guy then? Ooh. What do you reckon? You reckon? So I run around with that one on that one and a minigun in that one. So, it is. It's not that heavy. Yeah, Dave, it is. But yeah, I'm quite surprised. It's not as heavy. I mean, it is a pretty much full polymer, which is just always makes me chuckle when they say, "Oh, it's full polymer design." It's like, no, it's just made of plastic. That's all it is. Don't try making it sound fancy, saying it's a full polymer design when it's just basically made of plastic. But this is one I've got to say. I picked that up the other day from AA Laser Engraving. They train me. I've wanted to try one of these. I've wanted an AAP 01 for a little while, just because I know they're so easily to modify, and I have seen so many modifications and 3D print designs to turn them into all sorts of different sort of like cosplay weapons. And obviously I do like a little bit of that. So I thought, oh, I'd love to put AAP 01. And then I saw Jamie was obviously getting rid of that. And I was like, oh, I also like Shinobi, I've got to say. I've seen a couple guys use them, and I was like, yeah, I like that. It's a very, very stubby design. It's kind of reminiscent. Walking Bush, Sid, you would know, the 4.3, the SSP5 4.3. Very, very similar in length. Compare that to my SSP5. The difference is quite noticeable. So, yeah. So I thought that'd be much better, much more comfortable to have sort of sat on the side of me, my hip, much smaller. It won't dig in or anything else. It's not going to hit my knee like the SSP5 does, because the barrel's like 10 miles long on it. And to be honest, I don't use a pistol very often anyway. I'm either shooting people with the MTW as a DMR outside of 25 meters, obviously, or I've got that strapped to me and I'm launching something at them. So I don't use a pistol. Is that a case that I have adapted my gameplay because I don't carry a big bulky pistol with another HPA tank and so on and so forth? Or is it a case of, I don't carry one because I don't need one? I don't know. I mean, time will tell. But yeah, John Rambo has entered the building. Yes. In fact, my name on Discord up until recently was John Rambo's dog, just because that's I was always on it as. But yeah, no, I put a little red dot on this, just a simple little red dot. There goes the mag. But yeah, no, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with that. I've got to say, let's I like it. I do like it. It looks fantastic. I have given it a little fire out in the garden against the fence as usual, and it's it fires quite nicely. It's got a nice pop to it, but it's not much recoil. I suppose because there's no slide that comes back. You just got a little bit inside. Basically, it's just a nozzle really. It goes backwards and forwards, and that's it. So it's yeah, it's quite a nice little design. I've also got that one which will be finished very very soon. A little Beretta. Um, Jamie had a box full of bits, and I have gone through it all, and I've got just one more bit to get for this, just the recoil spring in the front bit, the little bit up here. I've got one, but it's just that little bit too short to do it properly. So almost there with that, and I'll have a nice little Beretta as well. That will be a wall hanger, I've got to say. I mean, that would look quite pretty up there. What do you reckon? Just drop the little thing down, little Beretta. Yeah. I've also got that Glock to deal with. That one I found it is I can't remember what it's called now. SCK, I think it was G23F or something like that. Found a slide for it. It's a slide split on it. It's a polymer slide. I found a metal slide for it. Can only get them from Hong Kong. 45 quid. So, oh, God's sake. Why so much? So, yeah, I've got that one to deal with. I've got a little one that will be going, once I get it all sorted out. I haven't even looked at this one yet. It's a WE, little, once again, another little Glock. I'll get that sorted out as well. And then we've got this little monstrosity. It's a ASG, ASG Glock, full metal one, polymer lower, metal slide. Yeah, it's actually, I mean, it's needs a bit of love, a little bit cleaning up, but it's actually fights. Needed a strip and clean. The trigger mechanism was a mess, so I just stripped it, cleaned it all up, and got it sorted out. It's very very sweet. I shall be putting that one up for sale as well. I could do a giveaway. Who wants a Glock? What would you adjust to prioritize if you could? Using your first 3 months, cost again, more comfort in the field, better loadout, or just more guns? Right, I'll tell you what. Yes, that's a great idea. Is that you, Pip? Hello, buddy. So the first 3 months is your car stage. That's when you're first starting off, and everything else. Rent. I've said it before in the past. I'll say it again. I'll probably say it a dozen times. Rent. If you're going to start, rent for the first 3 games at least. I think he's got 56 days or something like that to get it done. So rent all your kit out. Go use what the others are giving away to play with, and yeah, don't go buying anything. Not a thing. Once you have got your Yukara, then go to a retailer. Okay, go to wherever you want to go. Say I will mention his name again because I love him. I'll go see Nathan at Tactical Assault or Miles at Tactical Assault, and say, right, I have got my Yukara. I'm going to play here, which is going to be Woodland. What's a good starting riff? Get yourself 3 or 4, to be honest, cheap mags, because chances are you're going to lose 1 or 2 of them, especially when you're fumbling around when you first start. Get 3 or 4 cheap mags, possibly even some high cappers or something like that. You won't keep them forever, don't get me wrong. You'll probably want to get rid of them at some point, but it's a good thing to start with. Although sitting in there at the moment is EPM 1 250 rounder, I use cheap Nube mags in that 99% of the time. Reason being is, so far I have not had one fail. They're nearly a year old, and I use them every other weekend. They hold 150 or 145 rounds, something like that, and they're bulletproof. They're 12 quid, 13 quid, something like that, compared to £35 for the EPMs. If I lose one at 12 quid, I'm not going to cry about it. If I lose one of those, I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon trying to find the bloody thing. So, yeah, cheap mags to start off with, great. Follow the advice of the retailer. As long as you go to a very good retailer, they will point you in the right direction of what you would need to start off with. A couple of pouches, dump pouch. I think, to be honest, a dump pouch is a good start as well. So much easier. Just take it on out, dump it, and straight in your pouch, and off you go. It's easy. I would say plate carriers were my folly. I think when I started off, I went through 7 plate carriers in a year until I found the right one that I liked. I went through plate carriers that zipped up in the middle and had like pockets on the like zips either side that you could put stuff in the plate carrier itself. It's more like a vest than a plate carrier, really. It had some molly on it, this, that, and the other, but the pouches were sort of sewn on, and it got rid of that within minutes. It was a cheap online purchase and was a waste of money. I bought a couple of cheap plate carriers because I thought they were better suited to what I wanted. They weren't. I found them a bit uncomfortable. They reared up, they sagged down, they moved about too much, they were uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. Me personally, got a touch of the ADHD. So when something's irritating me, it becomes all consuming. That this thing that's irritating me is now getting on my fucking nerves, and I can't do anything else or think of anything else until this thing is sorted out. And it's really, really annoying for me. So to be comfortable was a massive thing. I ended up buying a Noveridge plate carrier. The vented panels front and back allow air through. This is what I've put fans in as well to a bit more air through to dry off my man moves. They were wider belt around the side and quick release on the front and up top. I found that much more comfortable. The padding on the shoulders is much thicker. Once again, much more comfortable. The plates are curved slightly from the front and back. So once again, they sit on you nice rather than being flat and kind of rocking on my big belly. I found the adjustment on it as well very, very easy to do. And next thing you know, I've had that plate carrier for over a year, and it is brilliant. It's fantastic. You could do so much with them. Very, very adjustable, very, very modifiable. You can put some serious weight on them and they don't come undone. They don't come loose. They don't snap. They don't break. I have yet to find a single thread that's come loose because they use good quality stuff. And I'm not Little Tristan. I'm not the Noveridge fanboy, but there are certain things that Noveridge do that are very, very good quality. And I'd argue anyone to say that their plate carriers are crap, because they're not. They are really good. So good. Follow the advice of your retailer. Get yourself a plate carrier, get yourself some pouches, and off you go. That would probably see you through for a while until your birthday or Christmas comes along, or your missus hasn't found your credit card receipt yet, and you can go get some more toys. Me personally, I would say, to be honest, after owning 4 of them so far, a good all-round weapon is one of those, ARP 556 or an ARP 9. Personally, I go for the 556 because the M4 platform, the M4 magazine platform, is so much wider than the ARP 9 platform. Yeah, ARPs all day long, every day. Yeah, you get reasonably good range out of them. They're pretty accurate, pretty consistent. You can use them indoors. They're compact, so you can run around tight little corners with them, and all sorts. Brilliant platform. And the ARP 556 V3 is even smaller than that one, and it's a brilliant, brilliant starting point. Really is. I'd argue face to face with anybody that says that they're a bag of crap, because once again, they're not. They are really, really good. G&G do some really good kit. So yeah. Who's that, Stormer? Which vest are you using currently? It's the Noveridge plate carrier is what I'm using. I do have a couple of others set up there that I keep hold of for the kids. But yeah, I use the Noveridge plate carrier or the Noveridge, what's it called? Oh, Sid, you know what it's called? It's the, I can't even think. I can't even think what it's called now. It's basically a small shorty rig sort of thing. It's basically like a very small plate, and and you can put six pouches in it, or sorry, six mags in it, and a little HPA bottle on the back of it, and that's it. It's just like a summer rig sort of thing. It's lovely. I can't even remember what it's called now. My brain's gone. But yeah, and once again with the Noveridge kit and using that, they are also you can combine together, so you can put the six mag carrier on the Noveridge plate carrier. They do sell like the little adapters and this like the Velcro bits to put on it to make it all fit. But yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Somebody please remind me what it's called. I can't remember. My brain's gone. I don't want to sit on a computer trying to find it while I'm talking to you lot. Nube 140s are excellent. Yeah, Dave, they are. They're absolutely fantastic. They are doing really, really. They haven't missed me up. I don't think I've got one up here. I might have. Yeah. Nope, that's not one. It's down here. I'll grab one out to show everyone because I think they're brilliant. That's them. Nube Pro 140s. Don't miss a beat. They're brilliant. Feed everything that my MTW wants. I mean, if you're talking big rounds, you want 250 rounds and you need EPM ones, or I think it's Daniel Defense do 250s as well, which apparently are not as hard to load as the EPM ones because they're a nightmare for breaking things to load them up properly. But I will not argue with about anything of these. These are fantastic for 140 rounders. They're not very big capacity, but they feed every time. They are bomb proof. You drop them, they don't spill everything out because the spring tension's stupidly tight or anything else. They just work. That's it. They're simple and they work and they're cheap. So who cares if you lose one? What's that, Stormer? So how much is it roughly for Noveridge plate carrier? I'm looking at potentially going for a camo plate carrier, and I have seen good things about them. Yeah, I think they're about 200 quid, maybe just a little bit less. Maybe I don't know. Where's my phone? There it is. I'll have a little look for you. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they were about 200 quid or 180 quid. They might have gone up because last one, say I bought mine a year or so ago. He is indeed, yes. Mother Goose is selling one with all the bits and bobs. I believe it's on the Exeter Activity Centre group chat on WhatsApp. I think he's asking about 450 quid, but he's got everything that goes with it. All different mag profile pouches. He's got all the bits and bobs and dump pouches, all the same colour. And it's I believe it's the dark green one. Yeah, it's brilliant. Really worth it. It's a good price. There you go. Yep, 180 euros from Noveridge. Thank you, Sid. Sid, what is the name of that rig that Noveridge do? The one with the one that I've got on the front of my plate carrier. Can you remember what it's called? Hopefully Sid's typing. Just for a bit of a debate, if you're going to spend 180 quid on Noveridge, it wouldn't be much more on a war system. It's very true. It's very true. Yeah, it's very, very true. Yeah, the Stormer systems, they are also not a bad bit of kit. I know quite a few people that do use them. I don't personally, and it's purely down to preference. That's all it was. I tried the Noveridge one. I borrowed one off Little Tristan. I tried it and had to adjust it quite a lot to get it to fit. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, the Noveridge plate carrier system, it was the one for me. That's all it was. I do think there was a little bit of a brand pricing with the Noveridge plate carrier, but I think as well, for me personally, it was the fact that I can email Noveridge and say, here's a photograph that broke, and they go, okay, we'll send you a new one. That was it, and they don't argue. My SSP5 blew itself up after about 3 months, and and I phoned them up, or I emailed them, say that this is broken, there's some photographs of it, can you send me the parts I need to fix it? And they went, oh yes, okay. Modular chest rig, that's what it's called. Thank you, Sid. Yes. But yeah, ASP5, they sent it straight off the and 2 weeks later on, it arrived on my door and it was free. That's I just like the fact that I've gone straight to the manufacturer of it. Well, at least the seller of it. And it was a case of it got sent straight to me, no qualms, no ifs, ands, or buts. All they wanted to know was the order number, so they confirmed that I bought it from them. If you buy it from a dealer that sells Noveridge stuff like Patrol Base and Empire, you have to go through them, and then they email Noveridge. I'm not entirely sure why you can't just get the order number from them and say, look, this is from Empire, and then they just got an email and go, did so and so buy this off you at this date? Yes. Right, okay, we'll warranty it then. And that's it. It just seems a bit of a pain in the ass and go through a middleman, but hey ho, yeah. Yes, but the modular chest rig from Noveridge is the other one. I essentially call it my summer rig. So this time of year, I will use the plate carrier, big, heavy, it keeps you warm as well. And I've also got the fans in it, so I can calm down if I need to. And then during the summer, I will use the modular chest rig just because it holds almost the same amount. I'll put a belt on just so I can put some pouches on my belt. But yeah, I'll use the modular chest rig because you just get a lot more airflow around you. And I don't know if it's the same price or not. But when it came out, it wasn't expensive. It was like 60 euros or 70 euros for the chest rig, and then you can add the inserts for whatever mag platform you're using. So if you use an SMG or ARP9 or something like that, you get the SMG inserts. If you use an M4, you get the M4, or DMR, you get DMR inserts or whatever. And that all came in the price of it. And then you can get like a rig system for it and everything else. It wasn't expensive at all, and it is really good. I've got to say, I've got this guy over here. I got this the other day, dirt cheap, from a friend who's given up the sport. So it's what is it? It's a Build UK system. And I thought, oh, that looks all right. I'll give it a shot. It's got like a bag on the back from a HPA tank and this and the other. And unfortunately, I think it's going to go in the boot sale because I could not fit hardly anything that I wanted to fit on it. Now, I know I carry a lot of kit. I'm a big guy. I'm minigun, MTWs, and blah, 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 blah. But I thought, oh, I'd use that because it's like, nice and comfy. And it is really comfy. But I thought, right, where can I put my pistol? I was like, I've got the room for it. I can't put my pistol anywhere. I don't have my drop leg with me. That's at home. So I was kind of like, stuffed. I can't use it. And then I brought it home and I thought, I'll try and set it up and get it all kitted up. I should have done it beforehand, really. I thought I'd just grab it and it'd be fine. But I should have really set it up. And I brought it home and I thought, right, if I put my drop leg on, where am I going to put my grenade launcher? Well, I can't put it on there. Right, so where am I going to put the pistol? Well, I got to put my drop leg. Right. Well, that holds 6 magazines. So where am I going to put that? Where am I going to put the ammunition for my grenades? Where am I going to put, the bits and bobs that I carry with me while I'm out? And next thing you know, I had a dozen bits out on the floor going, there's no room on them for the rig. So it's no good for me. But that's the other thing I like about, say, the plate carrier, just because it is 2 big slabs of plate, front and back, interchangeable fronts on them. A lot of them have that now. But it just seems to be that the Noveridge one has been designed to fit as much on it as possible and as comfortably as possible. I don't know about the say the one that Tactical was going on with, the Warrior system. I haven't. I've only seen them. I haven't actually used them or anything else. It could be exactly the same. No idea. But it just seems that the Noveridge one carries a lot of kit on it comfortably. Nice, good here. Positive customer service. That is the big thing. I know I can phone you up, Nathan, and say, dude, that gun I bought off you 2 months ago has crapped the bed. Can you sort it out for me? And you'll either go, yeah, I'll get it sent back off to G&G, or bring it into the shop, or give it to Miles, or get it up to the shop and I'll fix it for you. And I know it's one of the reasons why I use you, because customer service, mate. It's not always about the price. It's about the service that you get. And that is the big thing. It's the big thing of anything, really. I mean, I used to be a big biker, and there are several larger bike dealers around here, and I would always go to Bridge, and I know I'd pay Bridge prices for a bike, and it's because I know that if something goes wrong with that bike, I'll take it back to Bridge. They won't argue; they'll just fix it, and it's a big thing. You know, I don't want to have to argue a point that, oh, my MTW is broken and I need to sort this out and blah blah blah, because it's just, yeah, it's just a ball ache. Who wants to deal with it? It's why I'm going to go back at some time and get my second riff. Yeah, honestly, do go speak to him. He's only in Taunton. It's half hour up the road. You know, if you're on the group chats, on the WhatsApp group chat for EAC, there's always somebody saying they're going up there. You know, you might be able to tag along. Just give it a shot. If you don't drive or whatever, if you do drive, then it's not a problem. But if you need to get travel up there, it's not a problem. People always going up there, and it is well worth going up there as well, to be honest. It does have some nice toys at the back, got to say. But Nathan, one thing I will say, get some wow stuff. Oh, dude, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. We are stupid. We are adults with credit cards and very little impulse control. Get some bits like that up there, or that up there, or because people walk in and look at it and go, oh, I like that. And they buy it. I've done it. Look at that ESG10. I bought it and immediately I was like, I don't need it, but I want it, so I'm going to buy it. Exactly. Cheers, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Classic Army minigun. That big M, whatever it is. I can't even remember the name of it. I know it's a few of them. But I mean, the Well Pro one, I have put, and I'm not exaggerating, 80, 90,000 rounds through that. I go through 2 of those in a day. I don't even know how many is in there. That's 2 kilos. That's 4 kilos of 2.5s that I use in a day on that thing. And I've had it for, well, I got it beginning of last year. So it's got to be a year now I've had that. And I haven't touched it. I haven't had to adjust the hops. I mean, I adjusted the hops when I bought it. And it just off it goes and it just fires. It's brilliant. It hasn't missed a beat. It's fantastic. The only downside is that you can't upgrade the motor. I was going to put a big motor in it to make it like a laser and do like 50, 60 rounds a second, but it won't let you do it. As soon as you put a bigger motor on it, it just says beeps at you and says, no, not doing that. You've changed the motor. I'm not working. Put the original motor back in. It works fine. So yeah, the only thing people should not skimp on is iPro. Yeah. So this is turning into a Noveridge show. Noveridge iPro. Okay. Not cheap. I think they're 25, 30 quid by the time you had all the postage and stuff like that. Their anti-fog unit, bits and bobs, another 40, 45 quid, something like that. Not cheap. Bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. $9.99 of Amazon. Pile of shit. Don't skip on iPro. Don't skip on iPro. Even these, which were, once again, from Nathan, are the Warrior Tactical or Tactical, whatever it is. I think there's like 15 quid, these ones. Fine. Absolutely fine. I use these a lot. I use them a lot, depending on the weather. It's mainly because if it's hot, I'll use mesh because I fog up like a monster. If it's colder, I'll tend to use glasses because it's easier to see. I use lenses, should I say. But yeah, you know, iPro, don't buy it online. Go to a shop or buy it from someone yeah, a reputable dealer, should I say, rather than not buying it online. But a certain website that starts with Blamazon and Bally Express and stuff like that, don't touch it. Don't touch it. I did a video. It says I need lost an eye. Have a look at it. That will tell you why not to skimp on iPro, because if it wasn't for the sake, get Combat Tactical, £10. There you go. Cheers, Nate. Good thing having a shop owner on here. It gives you all the prices for stuff while he's on here. But yeah, Combat Tactical ones, fine. Once again, not the top end brand. Combat Tactical are a mid-level brand, I would say, personally. My opinion. I might be right, I might be wrong. But 10 quid for a pair of iPro, nothing wrong with that. They're absolutely fine. Go buying £10 iPro on Blamazon, let's say. Chances are you're going to lose an eye, because you don't know what you're getting. It's going to be cheap Chinese stuff. They're not going to be impact rated or anything else. Even to the point where I built this a couple of years ago. I'll say a couple of years ago, last year. All right. I went balls out and I made myself a Halo helmet for Airsoft. All right. That lens is a motorcycle crash helmet visor. I paid 40 quid for that, believe it or not. And the only reason why I chose to use that is because it's impact rated and it's kite certified and blah, blah, blah. And it'll take a blade pigeon to the face at 100 miles an hour. So I thought, yeah, well, a deal with a plastic ball then. Do not skimp on your iPro. It's just not worth losing your eyesight over it. Mother Goose will tell you about the amount of times he's had BBs in here and popping things in here, not because he's got cheap iPro, but because he obviously people love to shoot him, as we all do. But yeah, I mean, they bloody hurt, and you do get shot in the face. And if you use cheap iPro and it shatters in your eye, you have lost an eye. There is no healing it. There's no getting better. You've lost your eye. They don't fix these things. You knacker them, they're done. So yeah, look after your bloody eyes. I have body ones, and I fog up for a pastime. So I've got a couple of pairs of those. They're actually in the box, and I'm not going to go bending over digging them out now. I've got a couple of pairs of those. At the shop at EAC, Miles will sell you a little anti-fog every day before you start. Give them a spray. What I do is I spray inside and out, and I leave it for 30, 40 seconds, something like that. Just leave it. Let the chem that's in it, the anti-fog, it's like a little nano polymer normally, but let that do what it's got to do. Spread it all in. Don't wipe it off. Spread it all over. Let it do what it's got to do, and then wipe it clean, and that's it. And you won't fog up. But you have to apply it every time you use them. I do find that mine will fog up as well. But yeah, anti-fog stuff, cheapest chips, and you won't fog up anymore. Failing that, I don't think I have what here. I do have somewhere dotted around. You can get an anti-fog unit. Might not be able to fit on the boilie ones. It's normally designed for these goggles that have that on them, or at least a large bridge across the top, purely because you can then put the vent into them, and that pumps nice cold air right here on the bridge of your nose and cools it, stops it all fogging. Might have to do that next time I'm up there. I was looking at an X-Fog or Norwich anti-fog unit. Yeah, so Norwich, if you're watching this, if we ever do watch this, please don't hate me. AliExpress are doing carbon copies of the Norwich anti-fog unit for about a tenner. And from what I have seen, they are an absolute carbon copy. They've obviously copied them and made a very, very good. It could have, to be honest, a lot of stuff like AliExpress, sometimes you get the manufacturers selling stuff on AliExpress that they make for the bigger brands, just because they can knock it out at £2 a unit, sell it for a tenner and make a massive profit, where the brand that's paid them to make it is making a huge profit and probably only paying them about £4 a unit. So yeah, it's you can do it. Not to say they're going to possibly be exactly the same. I don't know. I haven't had one, but I know a couple of people that do have them, and they have said they are very good. That's the downside of mesh, I reckon. Would be worth mentioning. BBs can shatter. Yes, that is the downside of mesh. So these have holes in them. Obviously, it's a mesh, as you can see, little holes. It's never happened to me, but I have seen it happen where people have been shot with shot in the face, right in the eye, and it's shattered and gone into their eye. Can scratch your lenses and things like that in your eye, and you may not necessarily lose that eye, but you are going to be wearing a patch for about 6 weeks until it heals, walking around like Captain Pugwash, bumping into everything. That's the one downside of mesh. From what I have read about BB shattering with mesh, it's normally cheap BBs. If somebody's bought some real cheap, nasty stuff online because it's £4 for a kilo, it's that sort of stuff that just shatters the rubbish. So yeah, that's the downside of mesh. The only good side of mesh is it doesn't fog up. That's it. But it's a compromise. Also, with regards to Boy or any other decent brand of goggles, fogging use microfiber cloth. A t-shirt, blue rolls, scratch factory. Yes, it does. Yeah. So what you can probably see in the comments, what Nathan's saying is basically use a microfiber when you clean your goggles, because anything else will basically scratch off the anti-fog factory coating, which is right. It does. Gently. In the day, they are plastic lenses. Anything too aggressive, and you would be surprised how much damage a paper towel can do to plastic lenses. So you need to use a microfiber and gently wipe it off. I have a couple of packs. I went through a period of having hundreds and hundreds of bloody glasses cleaner kits. Don't ask me why. We just found it like a bag full of them for whatever. We get screens for your phone, and you get the little tiny microfiber cloths that are in those sort of thing. They're fine. They're fine to use. I've used those on mine for ages, and I've not scratched any of mine. Apart from the only reason why I don't use my Knotbridge ones right now is because I've got a great big scratch right across there, right in my eye line. You can probably just about see it on the screen. And yeah, next time I do a Knotbridge order, I'll have to get another set, because it's coming up to that time when it gets really foggy and misty and stuff like that, and I want my anti-fogs on. But yeah, no, I think after an hour and a half of me waffling on, you lot are probably sick and tired of me, and you've all got families and stuff like that to go to, or girlfriends or pets or whatever. I'm probably going to give it, knock it on the head now. Guys, I really got to thank everybody. I mean, we've had, anywhere between like 5 and 10 of you on, and obviously this is a new channel and it's my little thing. I really appreciate you all being here. I really, really do. If you get any ideas for things, or you want to, Nathan, if you want to, give me a shout or something like that. If you want me to do anything, mate, give me a shout. I'm happy to post anything you want to do. I'm more than happy with that. I do have some more stuff coming up. I've got a small stack of riffs over here that I've been given to review and do some little shoots and say my thoughts on them. Really, one of them's a Knotbridge SSR 60 something, 64, 65, 62, 60 something. It's the big DMR one. Thank you very much, mate. I'd appreciate that. That'd be great. I've got a big one there. I've also got another Well Pro WE06, which is a little SMG AK platform. I've got that one to review. I did promise I'd do that one a couple of weeks ago. I've just been too busy. It's been Christmas and stuff like that, and kids and all that lot to deal with, so I just haven't had time to do it. Plus, what you can't see on camera is everything else around the outside of this at the moment is an absolute bomb site, because I've been redoing it in here to make more room for doing streaming content, and I want to get other people in here with us as well. Might come up and we can have a chat and come up with some ideas for you guys. So yes, I've got a lot to come in the near future. So please stick with me, and we'll bring out some more and hopefully educate us all in the ways of airsoft. You may learn something. You never know. All right, guys, it's been brilliant speaking to you all. Thank you so much for all the comments in the chat, and I'll see you in a few days when I post the next video. Cheers, guys. Have a good evening.